Bismillah. Okay, good afternoon, class. So today we're looking at the grade 8, paper 1, November 2014. Where were you guys in 2014? R.
The best day of my life.
Best year of your life, you say? This is from Livingstone High School, huh? Where was I? There you see where I was teaching at Livingstone High School. Yes. So basically, they wrote 2 papers, and this is their paper 1. Okay. So many times you feel like the teacher doesn't know what they're talking about, and when they're teaching the subject, and sometimes you think you know better and all of this. Sometimes that is the case, but not all the time.
So you only taught math?
Yes. Everything else, all the other subjects, what I know about the other subjects is dangerous. So, dangerous stuff I know about other subjects. But rather not. We leave it at that for now. The first question says express 180 as products of its prime factor. You see, that's why I say if you become a maths teacher, the first year is a bit rough. After that, you just better yourself. So we need maths teachers. How many of you want to become maths teachers? The Yasha is going to take on the challenge. Okay? Huh? Your kids? Okay. So we need maths teachers. Now, the jobs get a bit easier. The parents has become a little bit more difficult. But further than that, it's easy. Huh? Why? Pressure from who? Okay, people, 180 is products of its prime factors. Here we go. So you got 180. What's the smallest prime number that goes into 180? 2. So 2 goes 90 times. 2 goes 45. 2 can't go, so 3 goes 15. Correct? 3 goes 5 and 5 goes. So 180 can be written as 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5, which is 2 squared times 3 squared times 1. This is the answer that we're looking for 3 marks. The next question is in 1.2.1. They ask you to write down the cube of negative 8. Did it say cube root? The cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. Okay, so it says the cube. So it's going to be negative 8 cubed. So 8 times 8 is 64 times 8 is 512. So negative 512 should be the answer. Did it say the cube root of negative 8? That is going to be the cube root of negative 8, which is negative 2. Okay. I think that we accepted, in that year, we accepted that as the answer already. Okay. So they didn't really ask to simplify, but if you had, it's better for you. Given in question 1.3, we are told that if x is equal to 3 and y is equal to negative 2, showing all calculations, find the value of. So we got negative open brackets, x is 3 and y is negative 2 squared. So of course we need to apply the square first, girlfriend. But look here, no? Right, so it's going to be negative open brackets 3 times. What's negative 2 squared? It's negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. So negative times positive is negative times positive is negative. 3 times 4 is 12. Let's look at the next question. We got x minus y over x plus y. X is 3 minus y is negative 2 over x, which is 3 plus y, which is negative 2. So negative times negative is positive, so 3 plus 2 over negative times positive is negative 2. 2 plus 3 is 5 over 1, which is 5. Okay. The next question was linked to that question here. We need the values of x and y. so that is going to be negative. X is 3 squared. Does it divide or plus? Huh? Some say plus, some say divide. Okay, so I'll do it both ways. It's actually a plus. Okay, but it's fine. For those of you just calling out divide, because it's the first time you're seeing the sum, but it's fine. I'm going to check now. So it's negative 9 plus negative 2 cube is negative 8. So negative times positive is negative 8, which is negative 17. Okay. On the other hand, if it's divide, it's going to be negative 3 squared over negative 2 cubed, which is negative 9 over negative 8, which is 9 over 8. Okay, so it depends basically on the way you solve it. Okay. Question 2. It says copy and complete the following table in your answer book. Now I know you guys haven't done the section of work yet, no? But it's fine, I will answer it anyway. So the question says copy and complete the following table. The first line was given. So we are looking at natural numbers. As we know that natural numbers, example of that is 1, 2, 3 all the way to infinity. Integers is positive and negative whole numbers. So it's 1, 2, 3 to infinity, 0, minus 1, minus 2, and so to negative infinity. Rational numbers are numbers can be written as fractions, recurring decimals, or terminating decimals. While it's irrational numbers, example of that would be pi, the square root of 2, and pi and so on. Okay. So 2 and 1 over 3 is not a natural number. Neither is it an integer. It is definitely irrational because it can be written as a fraction, and of course not irrational. The square root, fourth root of 81. 81 can be written as 3 to the power 4. The fourth root of 81 is 3. So yes, it's natural, an integer, rational, because it can be written as a fraction, which is 3 over 1, and can't be irrational. Negative 5 pi, that of course is an example of irrational numbers, so the rest is not. And then negative 5 recurring is not natural, is not an integer, is not rational. No, it is rational but not irrational. Okay. Then represent the following. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video at this point. Okay, sorry about that. At this point, I also know that you guys haven't covered this year. Okay, represent the following on the number line. For x is less than 4, where x is an element of this is not natural, it's whole numbers. Okay? So, whole numbers are numbers that starts at 0, 1, 2, 3, and it goes all the way to infinity. Okay? So, when we draw this on the number line, we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So, here we told that x is less than 4. So, it does not include 4. However, it includes 3, it includes 2, it includes 1, and includes 0. Okay, although the inequality carries on because of this restriction here, it is cut off at 0. But more about this in grade 10. Okay, can you see it? This year we taught this to grade 8. Yeah, so as I said before, there's certain stuff that changes over time. Okay, so what they did was they took this out. Right, so now we are not allowed to test this at this level anymore. Okay. When it starts in grade 10, we can test it. But anyway, question 3, please settle down. In question 3 we are told, write the following expression is given. You got 3x squared minus 6x cubed plus 4x minus 8 plus 7x to the exponent 5. The question says that write the expression in ascending powers of x. So ascending means what? Now smallest to biggest. So the smallest one is going to be negative 8, then 3x, so it's positive 3x, first 4x. It's plus 4x plus 3x squared. Minus 6x cubed plus 7x to the exponent. Okay. Then what is the degree of the expression? The degree is the highest exponent in x, which is of course the 5, so it's the 5th degree, or you just write 5. What is the value of the expression if x is equal to 0? That's mean to say wherever you put the x, it goes at. Wherever you find x is a 0, so it's negative 8 plus 4 times 0, plus 3 times 0 squared minus 6 times 0 cubed, plus 7 times 0 to the exponent 5. So the answer that all cancels gives you negative 8. But I'm sure some of you would have seen it from the beginning and would have said negative 8. That is also fine. Okay. Then how many terms are there in the expression? There are 5 terms. Okay. There are 5 terms. What separates terms? Positive and negative signs separates terms. Okay. Okay. Any confusion at this point? Alright, next. In 4.1 it says simplify the following expression if possible. So in 4.1, so what we're going to do here is going to look for like terms, not so. So negative 6x minus 9x is negative 15x plus 5y. Okay. The next one is straight multiplication here. So 3 times x is 3x times y is 3xy times 2 is 6xy. The next one we're going to look for like terms. So 4ab is a like term too. 6ba and 5bc is like to bc. So 4ab plus 6ba is going to give you 10ab plus 5bc plus bc is going to give you 6bc. You can't add them. Why? They are again unlike terms. Okay. .4. Again, what do we do here? We write each one over its own. So we put each term of the numerator of its own denominator there. So it's going to be plus 4x cubed y over 4xy minus 8xy over 4xy. So we're going to simplify here. 4 going to 4 once, 4 going to 16 4 times. So it's going to be 4 x squared over x is x, y squared over y is y. Go together with that. Plus, the 4's cancel, the y's cancel. So it's going to be x cubed over x is going to give us x squared. What is the rule when I'm dividing and bases are the same? Add. Subtract, yes. There's minus 4 going to 4 once, 4 going to 8 twice. xy cancels xy. So you're going to left with 2 over 1, which is 2. Okay. Layla? Don't take your eye out, Michael. Not Layla, what's her name? Lam. Are you okay? Why are you pressing your eye like it? Don't you like your eyes? Huh? Contact. Don't put stuff in your eye. Okay, the next one. 4.5. You've got negative 2a to the exponent m times negative 3a a to the exponent n. So negative times negative is positive. 3 times 2 is 6. Now a to the exponent m times a to the exponent n. When we multiply and bases are the same, we add the exponents. So you must say m plus n, which is equal to 6amn. You all agree with that? No. It's not. Why can't it be that? Because unlike terms. Don't you say yes? Alright. Let's think about it. In case somebody asks, you want to marry me? And then you just say yes, yes. And then afterwards you must change your mind. No? You go, what? No, you say, I thought you said now, oh, you got the other cousin. Alright, but anyway, here we go. 4.6. So according to BODMAS, what must be done first? Multiplication. So it's going to be, hi boss, I got this stuff. No problem. So it's going to be 2x times 3. What's 2x times 3? 6x. You all agree with that? So what is 5x minus 6x? Negative. Alright, you guys understand? No problem, boss. Yes, BODMAS will be applied throughout, no? Alright, so 4.7. So what do we do here? We're going to multiply out, get rid of the brackets, not so. So negative 3d times 4d squared, negative 12d cubed. Negative 3d times negative 8d, positive 24d squared. Okay? What's wrong? No, say?
So she said plus, but she said positive, but you said so.
Okay. Right, so negative 3d times 7 is negative 21d. Okay. How is that? So funny. Okay.
Now it's fun.
Now it's fun. Okay. Next. Okay, don't let me go the English. I'm joking. I keep it in myself during break. Right, here we go. So, people, you got 2x squared raised to the power 3 times. Okay, times the same as multiply, no? 3x squared. Right. So 2 cubed is what? 8. X 3 times 2? 6 times 3 squared? 9x squared. So it's 8 times 9. 72 big ones, not so? X 8. Y. So when we're multiplying and bases are the same, we add the exponents. Right, next. 4.9. What's the cube root of 27? 3. The cube root of x cubed? X. Cube root of y9? 3. So the cube root of 27, x cubed y9 is 3x y cubed. It must be divided by square root of 81? 9x. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 9? 3 times. So it's 1 over 3. We say more x's. They cancel out. None of us have x's, no? I'm talking for myself, you say. Y cubed. So we can write it like that, or 1 over 3 y cubed, or y cubed over 3. It's all the same. What we call equivalent solutions, or equivalent answers. Okay, any confusion there? No. Nayasha, you quiet, my girl? You're always quiet. Nice. Okay. The next one, what needs to be done first here? Division. So let's sort this out here. So it's going to be x over 3 plus, that must be changed to multiplication, 6 over 1. So what do I do now? Cancel. Only there, eh? Not 6 and the 3. No. You can only cancel across a multiplication sign or division. Okay? So 6 going to 6 once, 6 going to 12 twice. So in other words, you got x over 3 plus x over 2. So what do I do now? Add the denominators. LCM, yes. And what's my LCM here? 6. So 3 times what is 6? 2. 2 times what is 6? 3. So that's going to be 2 into x plus 3 into x. Multiply, get rid of the brackets. It's going to be 2x plus 3x over 6. What's going to be 5x over 6. Or, I could have written that as 5 over 6x. That's also acceptable. Okay. Next. .1 says solve for x. So we're busy with equations now. Right, so what do I do in 5.1.1? X is one side, numbers the other side. So it's going to be 2x minus 3x is equal to negative 5. What is 5? What's 2x minus 3x? Negative x equal to negative 5. Divide by negative 1 both sides. So x is 5. 5.1.2. Heck, commas, decimals here. So what do I do here? Same as I do before. Don't skip, no. X is one side, numbers the other side. It becomes 3x. We bring the x over, becomes minus x is equal to 4 comma 6. We bring negative 8 comma 4 over, becomes plus 8 comma 4. So 4.6 plus 8.6 is 10 carry 1 is 12, 13. Eh? So it's 13 and 3x minus x is 2x. Divide by 2 both sides. So x is 13 over 2 or 6.1. Both are going to get the full mark for. Okay? Or 6.5. It all means the same thing to us. Okay? Next. What do we have to do here first? 5.1.3. Get rid of the brackets, he says. So it's 3 into 2x minus 3. Is x plus 1. So we must multiply, get rid of the brackets. So it's going to be 6x minus 9 equals x plus 1. What do I do now? X is one side, numbers the other side. And you see the same thing that we are applying all the time. Okay? So it's going to be 6x minus x is equal to 1 plus 9, which is 10. Divide by 5 both sides, x is 2. Okay, you all agree with that? Any confusion there? No? Next, even more brackets. You say, if this was your paper, you would have gotten an A for this paper. Easy, no? I'm sorry, man, that they made it so easy back in the day. Huh? He's going to give you 6x minus 4 minus 10x minus 5 is equal to negative 8. X is one side, numbers the other side. 6x minus 10x is equal to minus 8 plus 4 plus 5 is 9 minus 8 is 1. That's going to give you negative 4x. You all agree with that? Divide by negative 4 both sides. So x is negative 1 over 4. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Okay, let's look at the next one. So what's your LCM here? I don't think we worked the fractions with you guys. No? We did. Okay, so what is x equal to here? Well, okay, what's your LCM here? 10. So if your LCM is 10, 5 multiplied by what is 10? 2. So which means to say I must multiply that also by 2. 2 multiplied by what is 10? 5. So in other words, we have 2x over 10 is equal to negative 5 over 10. You see what you notice here? So the bases are the same. Can you see that? So if the bases are the same, you can equate if the denominators are the same, you're going to equate the numerators. So 2x is equal to negative 5. Divide by 2 both sides. So x is equal to negative 5 over 10. Okay. 5.2. Yeah, it's going to minimize this a bit. All three sides of an equilateral triangle are equal. Can the triangle alongside be equilateral? Triangle. Give a reason for your answer and show all calculations. So, what we're going to do is we're going to set, if this is an equilateral triangle, then that means to say all the sides are equal. Not so. So we mean to say that is equal to that which is equal. So what we do is we say, okay, let's solve for x and see. We got 3x plus 3 is equal to 2x plus 2. It would have been the same if I had said 6x minus 12 is equal to 2x minus, plus 2. Or 6x minus 12 is equal to 3x plus 3. It would have been all the same thing. Not so. But what I'm doing here is set up an equation to solve for x. And then we can work out the length of each side. Okay. So x is one side, numbers the other side. It's going to become 3x minus 2x is equal to 2 minus 3. And what's 2 minus 3? Negative 1. And this is going to be, so x is negative 1. So let's work out our sides. So AC is going to be 3x plus 3. So it's going to be 3 times negative 1 plus 3, which is 0. You say, okay, can the length of AC be 0? No. If it's 0, it won't be a triangle. Not so, because there will be no length. Now let's act dumb and we say, okay, we're ignoring that. Let's see if everything is 0. And yes, everything is 0. So we got BC. It's going to be 2 times negative 1 plus 2. And that's going to give you 0. And then BA is going to be 6 times negative 1 minus 12. And that is going to be negative 18. So is all the three lengths equal? No, so it's not an equilateral triangle because all the lengths are not equal. Okay. Yes?
To solve for x, could you add up all the sides and say it equals to 180 equals?
Could we have said that all the sides add up to 180?
No.
No, why not?
There's no angles.
We're not referring to angles. These are sides. Understand? Yeah. Right, let's carry on with our lives as if we never had that question. Right? The next one is a copy of the same thing, yes? Next. Okay, so we got two people here. This is Simone. He's 3 times as old as Sipo. Sipo. Is it Sipo? Okay. Simone is 3 times as old as Sipo. So who is younger? Sipo. C4. So you let C4 equal X. Then Simone is equal to 3 times as old as C4, which is 3X. Not so? In 6 years' time, C4 will be our X plus 6. Simone will be equal to 3X plus 6. Whatever she is, it will be 6 years older. In 6 years' time, Simone will be twice as old as C4. So in 6 years' time, Simone will be twice as old as the C4. In 6 years' time, Simone will be twice as old as C4. So whatever C4's age is in 6 years' time, you double it to get Simone's age. You guys understand? How old are they now? So, in 6 years' time, Simone will be 3x plus 6, which is 2 times x plus 6. Okay, so it's going to be 3x plus 6 is equal to 2x plus 12. X is one side, numbers the other side. So it's 3x minus 2x is equal to 12 minus 6, which is 6. So currently C4 is 6. C4 equals 6 years old, and Simone is going to be 3 times 6, which is 18 years old. Okay? The good questions worth 5 marks there. Okay, so at this point again, I know that you guys have not done financial maths. Okay. Why not? Because why you guys don't use a calculator. Okay. So we are told that Amber buys furniture for a house at the cost of 18,000 rand. Amber is not a teacher, okay? She pays a deposit of 15% on the purchase price. The balance is paid through a hire purchase loan agreement over 6 years at 12% per annum simple interest. Calculate the amount that they will pay as a deposit. So to calculate the deposit, is going to be the cost, the cash price, which is 18,000 times 15%, so it's 15 over 100. So it's going to be 18,000 times 15 over 100. It gives you 2,700 Rand. 2,700. Okay. Then the question says, determine the balance that she borrows on the loan agreement. So what happens is, if somebody pays a deposit, then the amount of the loan required is going to definitely be smaller. Not so? So what we do is, for 6.2, we say it's going to be 18,000 Rand. So the principal, or the amount of the loan, is going to be 18,000 Rand minus 2,700 Rand deposit. So the loan amount is 18,000 minus 2,700 is 15,300 Rand that will be loaned by the loan institutions or financial institutions. Okay. Then in 6.3 we are told determine a monthly installment. So this has a simple interest rate for 6 years. Can we just pull this up a bit? So this information is needed here. So remember, this is simple interest. It follows a formula. A is equal to, simple interest is SI is equal to P times R times T over 100. So the principal, or the loan amount, is 15,300 times the rate, which is 12%, so it's 12 times your time. Your time in years is going to be 6 years. And this is all over 100. Okay. So that gives me 15,300 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 6. And that's all over 100. Okay. So that gives us an amount of 11,016 rand. Okay. Now the question was for the loan, for the monthly installment. So to calculate the monthly installment, it's going to be your A, if your total amount, your total, what's now, over your number of months, so it's in times 12. Okay. So that would simply be your monthly installments. It's going to be 11,016 rand plus 15,300 over how many months is this for? 6 years times 12. Okay. So it's going to be 11,016 rand plus 15,300 over 6 times 12. Or we could have just said 72 months. So that gives me a monthly installment of 365 rand and 50 cents. Okay. But as I indicated that you guys weren't exposed to this as yet. Then I want to know in the final question, what is the total amount that you pay for the furniture? So now the total amount, of course, includes the deposit. So you got the total is equal to your deposit plus the monthly installments, which sums up to the sum of those two values. Okay? So it's going to be deposit plus your final amount. Okay, let's calculate it. Right, so the deposit here was 2,700 rand plus the sum of 11,016 rand and 15,300. Okay. So it's going to be 11,016 rand plus 15,300 plus 2,700. Oh, that's a massive amount. It's 2,000, 29,000. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Let's check there. What's the answer they got? You guys have the memos. Sorry? Is that right? That's a very, it's a large amount. If you consider they bought the furniture at 18,000 rand. Over 6 years, the interest, if you subtract 18,000 rand from here, that's going to be the total interest paid. Okay, we did that calculation already. And that interest here was 11,016 rand, which is a massive interest over 6 years. Okay. Right, let's go to the next question. Question 7.1. We are told that Amira types 2,100 words per hour determine the rate at which she types per minute. So 2,100 words per hour. So how many minutes are there in an hour? 60. So I divide that by 60. There's 2,100 divided by 60. Gives us 35 words per minute. Okay. The next one. So in 7.2, we are told that Dean and Jackson buy a bag of 48 marbles at 3 rand and 84 cents. This is many years ago, okay? Dean contributes 2 rand 40 and Jackson contributes 1 rand and 44 cents. How many marbles should each one receive? Okay, now you must consider that we are going to divide the marbles according to the amount they put down when they invested amount. Okay. So if you look at 2 rand 40, so we have Dean and Jackson. 2 rand 40 is to 1 rand 44. So what we do is we convert everything to cents, so I multiply it by 100. So it's 240 is to 144. So that in the simplest form is 240 divided by 144 gives us 5 is to 3. Okay? So together, that adds up to 8. Since there are 48 marbles that must be divided by the two of them, we say 48 divided by 8 gives us 6. 6 per unit. However, Dean gets 5 of those units. So I say 5 times 6, whilst Jackson gets 3 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30, and 3 times 6 is 18. So Dean gets 18 marbles, whilst Jackson gets 18. Okay, if you go with that ratio. Again, I know you guys were not exposed to this yet. No? The next one. This you have done already, okay? So here we are told that look at the houses built with matchsticks. We got structure A, structure 1, structure 2, structure 3. Study the pattern of the structures and complete the table by finding the approximate value for 8.1, 2, 3, and 4. You need not redraw the table. So in other words, you just have to say 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4 and give it the values there. So if you look at this here, how do I move from one term to the next? You're adding 5. Not so. Again, I'm adding 5. So if I'm adding 5 all the time, from 3 to 4, again I must add 5. Not so. So 16 plus 5 is 21. So 8.1, the answer is 21 matches is required. Can you see that? Then, here I want to know for term 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then skipping here a few numbers and going to 7. Which means to say I can't add 5 to 21 and get 26 for term 7, or structure 7. What I need to do is I need to work out a pattern here. So we know we're timesing it by 5, so it's 5 times, and this is term 1, or structure 1. What's 5 times 1? 5. But here's 6. Which means to say I must add 1. That is for structure 1. For structure 2 is 2 times 5, or 5 times 2. How do I know it's 5? Because I'm getting that 5 from here. So it's 5 times 2. And 5 times 2 is 10, but there is 11. So I'm adding 1 again. For term 3, the same thing. So it's 5 times 3 plus 1 is 15 plus 1 is 16. So how would I work it out for term 7? It's going to be 5 times 7 plus 1. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 1 is 36. In 8.3, we have n in terms of the structure number. So what would that be? Tn is equal to 5 times n plus 1, which is 5n plus 1. Then in the next one, you see as 100, I think they changed this to 101. I'm not sure, but that's not going to work. So if it is 101, no, it's right. They're working forward. Okay? So for 8.4, that will be term 100 is equal to 5 times 100 plus 1. So it's a 501. Okay? Let's just do this probability before we leave. It's the last question. Homework for tomorrow is paper 2. Ne? So here we are told that the letters are chosen randomly from the word probability. How many letters are there in this word probability? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 letters in the word probability. What is the probability that it is a T? So how many T's are there? There's 2 T's, okay? 1. Okay, there's 1 T. There's 1 T. So the probability of T is 1 out of 11. 9.2, the probability of it being Z. There's no Z's. 0 out of 11. 0. 9.3. A B or an I. So how many B's are there? There's 2 B's and 2 I's. The probability of B or I. What do we call this? Union. So it's or, yes. 4 out of 11. And the last one, 9.4, not an O. So how many non-O's are there? 10. So the probability of not an O is 10 out of 11. People, that basically brings us to the end of this paper. Please do paper 2 for tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon, class.